What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here. Today my horror betting show continues. Only managed to score 3 off 4 balls today before I went and got clean bowled. And I don't know what it is, but across all my career mode videos, just cannot seem to score runs at the moment. Even on betting career, where we have been smashing it recently in the IPL. But enough about that. We're back here today playing in, I believe someone said, I think it's a Matador Cup now, the Australian one-day competition. So really looking forward to playing in that. Hopefully LBW shout, but probably going down leg just from where it's pitched. Won't waste a review because there's no point in doing that. So today, the first thing I am going to talk about is the first one-day international between New Zealand and Australia, which was actually on Wednesday. And what a game that was. The Kiwis got off to an incredible start. Martin Guptill actually hit a 6 onto the roof, 113 metres. He is making a bit of a habit of doing that now. He's done it at Eden Park. He's done it at Westpac Stadium, the Cape Town as well. So he seems to be making a habit of doing that. I think he was the top scorer and actually man of the match as well. He scored from memory 90 off about 78 deliveries. So he was the man of the match. Got New Zealand through to 300. There were little cameos from everyone else. Henry Nicholls scored another 50, which I'm quite happy to see because he is really, I guess, starting to take his chance in the limited overs setup, which is nice to see, especially in place of Ross Taylor, who isn't playing at the moment due to injury. So he did that. I'm just trying to think. Santner hit about 30 towards the end, and it was just really like an all-around performance. As I said, New Zealand got to 308 from memory for 8. So a pretty good score, you know, betting on Eden Park. They were looking as though the way they were going to score a lot more than that, but obviously wickets fell at crucial times, and the Australians really did come back strongly in the back half of the innings. But the Australians didn't even really make it to the back half of their innings. I think they were bowled out for less than 25 overs. I think they got, I'm trying to remember, I think they lost by about 160, so got about 140 odd. Trent Boult and Matt Henry just ripped the top order and the middle order apart. They got 6 wickets very early on, and that basically just turned the game. And when they needed, you know, like 200 plus runs with 6 wickets down, it was always going to be a very tough task, and obviously proved too tough. So that's a huge, I guess, mental edge for New Zealand in the Chappell Hadley Trophy. Oh, it's a poor ball. Whew, lucky we got cover out there. That was a terrible ball. But yeah, a huge momentum boost in the Chappell Hadley Trophy, obviously going up 1-0 in the one-day series. I think there's another one-day today possibly, and then I think there may be one on Waitangi Day Monday, so Waitangi Day holiday possibly, which will then go and wrap up the series, which is followed by 2 tests as the sides. Well, I know I said in Wednesday's video that Australia are going to South Africa to play some T20s. I'm not sure about New Zealand. I'm not sure what they're doing after this series against Australia. But that's that. England also played South Africa on... Oh, man, I have to change this field again. Not liking it. England also played South Africa on like Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Joss Buttler hit 100, quick fire 100. And Quinton de Kock, in just 50 one-day international games, I think it's about 50 or maybe 55, he's gone past 2,000 one-day international runs. So I believe, I'm not sure if he's the fastest ever, but he is the fastest South African now to get to that milestone. And in those games, 900s and 550s. So normally if he goes and gets a start, he's guaranteed to probably score you, obviously, a big total. You know, if he goes past 50, odds are on that he will go and score that 100. And it was a big 100 as well. I think it was 134 not out as well. So he continues, I guess, just to carry on, a bit of his dominance in the one-day game. And he is really, I would say, becoming an all-round keeper as well now. I mean, he plays in the T20 side. He scored 100 against England in the Test series. So he has really, I guess, developed his batting and taken his batting to another level, which in a way is good for South Africa. It takes a lot of pressure off AB de Villiers, allowing him, not to keep, which I don't think he really should be doing. I think he should just be batting, focusing on that. He obviously is now the Test captain and the one-day captain of the South African side. So a lot of pressure on there. Oh, still got fielding restrictions. It's all right. It worked well last over. We're going to carry on doing it. Keep bowling those little cutters. New South Wales got off to a bit of a flyer. And just as I say that, he goes and pumps me over cover point for a 4. I was going to say, they were struggling a little bit. Required run rate's still 4.3, so there's still obviously a fair bit to do. Still 35 overs left though, so still plenty of time, you know, to go and get something going. But we need to go and try and pick up some wickets. If we're not contributing with the bat, which we really should be at number 6, we're a guy who should be contributing with both bat and ball. We really need to do one or the other. We're kind of stuck, I guess, a bit in the Mitchell Marsh mind, well, not mind frame, but what he was like. You know, I guess earlier in the summer, he was bowling really well, but his batting just wasn't quite up to scratch. And I guess that's one of the things, being an all-rounder, you can kind of get away with it. If you have a couple of bad games with the bat, but mix it up with the ball and do well with the ball, you're going to retain your place. Whereas, you know, if you're a batsman who, well, if you're a batsman or a bowler and you're not scoring runs and not taking wickets and you're getting smacked all around the park as a bowler, you're probably not going to retain your place. But if you're an all-rounder and you're doing one of the two well, you're probably going to keep your place in the side just because of that all-round ability that you do have. God, we are racing through these overs. 4 overs bowled already. And I think we can change the field now. Beautiful. Back to what we like. Required run rate's gone up a little bit, but still very manageable. And I think that's the thing, like when I was looking at the Australian game yesterday, and obviously Matty Wade and Faulkner were batting, and there was still a lot of runs to get, but there was still a lot of time. You know, the run rate, I don't think, when those two were in, ever got past like 6.5. And I mean, on Eden Park, like, that's nothing. You could get the run rate up to about 8, and you'd feel pretty comfortable chasing it. Obviously, it is a very small ground, so you can obviously go and pick up a lot of 4s, pick up a lot of 6s as well. So, you know, you don't really get too concerned about that run rate going up. I mean, you think about it maybe 10 years ago and you see a run rate of 8 and you're just like, nah, a team's never going to get there. But with T20 cricket, 8 is about par, 8 runs and over. You see a lot of teams in their 20 overs scoring about 160. So it's really no issue. I guess probably until it goes up like into double digits. As long as you have wickets in hand, I think, you know, most totals are pretty comfortable to go and get. It is the wickets that go and hurt. And I think on Wednesday, that is really what hurt the Australians, was those 6 wickets, 3 apiece to Henry and Bolt at the start of the innings, you know, in that first power play that really went to put them on the back foot from the get-go. And I mean, when you lose 6 wickets so early on, it's always going to be hard to come back from that, unless, you know, you get a guy who plays an absolute wonder innings. And James Faulkner has done that before for the Australians. Obviously in India, I think it was a wee while ago now. It was in that series where like runs were just being scored for absolute fun. I think Australia actually chased out about 380 in a game, and Faulkner scored, I can't quite remember what it was. He scored 100 odd. It was like a big 100 as well. But it's just crazy. But speaking of James Faulkner, he has actually been ruled out of the remaining 2 one-day internationals. I think with a hamstring injury, which he sustained. I think he sustained it while fielding. He still batted, obviously. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was when he was in the field that he went and sustained that injury. So Stonis from the Melbourne Stars, and I think he plays for the Bushrangers as well. As that one's been plucked, we finally get a wicket. But anyway, Marcus Stonis, or however you say his name, he's been called up. Whether he will get a game or not is probably, you know, it's a bit of a hard one to decide. Usman Khawaja is a guy who I think should come in. I thought that was actually the end of the over, but it is just Peter Neville coming in. So it'll be interesting to see the makeup of the Australian side come today, to see what they go and do. I mean, quite often Faulkner's used as a number 7, and Matty Wade's pushed up the order. He was used as a number 8 on Wednesday. So we'll just obviously have to wait and see what happens. Even though Peter Neville played that one very, very fine, I was not too disappointed with it, because if you saw the movement that we got off the pitch, that was extreme movement that we got. That came in big time, and it was the set batsman we got as well. So I'm pretty happy with that. If we can get another one, I'm not too fussed bowling to Peter Neville after how well that last ball of the last over went. I'm quite content bowling to him. I'm just trying to think. Was I bowling off cutters? I can't even remember if I was bowling off cutters or leg cutters now. That's bad. It was an over ago, Cliffy. Use your mind, refresh your mind. I got up this morning and I was just, I don't know what it was, but I'm just absolutely knackered. Just absolutely destroyed. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't think I got that bad of a night's sleep. And I just woke up and I was sore, I was tired, my eyes were sore, I didn't feel like getting out of bed, and then I was like, no, Cliffy, got to get out of bed. Got stuff to do today, got heaps of stuff to do. So busy at the moment. It's just crazy. I still can't remember if it was leg cutters that I was bowling. That's almost a freebie. That's just pitched on the legs. I mean, there is a man back there, mind you, but oh my God, there is a man back there. That one there should have been played to the leg side as well. It has just missed the leg stump. But I continue to work on that leg cutter skill and continuing to work on those cutters. They seem to work very well come into domestic cricket. I don't really have the confidence to use them in international cricket. I just feel as though I am going to get taken, taken big time. But even that one there, like that was the off cutter. I think that's what I was bowling to Peter Neville originally. But that one there has done a lot of the pitch. And if you have a look at the pitch, it is starting to, I mean, you look at it and it's not the greatest pitch for batting on. There seems to be a lot of demons in here. The ball's moving, like it is moving a considerable amount. So if we can get it on that right spot, just outside off, it's going to come back. And it is coming back quite a considerable way. That one there's been taken by the keeper, probably behind the off stick, and it's been pitched well outside. So we just need to get that line and length right, and when we do that, Neville tries to go over the top and we pick him up just like that. So there's our second wicket for today. Michael Klinger taking the catch. That off cutter skill, it is working beautifully for us. And in comes Stephen O'Keefe, who I was hoping to get a bit of a bat against today, just because the pace bowlers I've not been able to play. But surprisingly, I came in, I think, in about the 27th over, and he still hadn't bowled. They'd just used the four seamers up to that point, so it was a little bit strange. But you can maybe understand the tactics. We did make probably a below par score by our standards. See, that's what you need to do. That's just what you got to be wary of. If you're going and getting it too close to the pads and you're bowling those off cutters like we have been doing, it is pretty easy pickings onto the leg side. There is a bit of cover out there, but not too much. So another good over, wicket and just the one run off it. So we only have 2 overs left, but we have picked up 2 wickets and have been very economical. So it will be interesting to see what happens going forward. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to keep bowling those off cutters because they seem to be working quite nicely and they seem to be jagging in quite a lot off the pitch as well. This pitch has had a lot of wear and tear on it if you have a look at it. Oh God, it's going to be awful. Lucky to get away with that one. Absolutely lucky to get away with that one. Whew. 6 for 115 though. If we could pick up in these last, well, over and a half that we have now, if we could pick up one of these guys are really considered their all-rounders. There is only Sandhu, Hazelwood and Bollinger left to bat, who obviously aren't the greatest guys with the bat. So that would really open it up for someone like Kane Richardson or possibly even Chad Sawyers or Joe Meany to come in from the other end and look to try and, do some damage. This is good so far. 5-dot balls. That's what we need to do. Just keep building the pressure. That run rate's going to continue to keep climbing, which is what we want. That could have been a caught and bowled opportunity. I'm not sure. It is a maiden, however, which we will go and take. Maidens are good, especially in this stage of the innings. 109 needed off, I think it was 18 overs. 17 overs now. And I think someone did actually, yes, go and pick up whoever was bowling in that last over a wicket. So they've gone and done what I wanted to do, break the partnership. And I think that's Trent Copeland, who is still in there, who has just pumped us probably over square leg 4-4, just like that. So if we can pick up him, I think it is going to be game over. But he's going to be quite aggressive. And I don't mind that he's gone and taken that single down the ground. It does give us 4 balls to bowl at Sandhu, who probably is the lesser batsman of the two. Gonna bowl. What are we going to bowl to you? Off cutters again? Get it coming in. Into the pads. Shoot one through. That's what we're going to try and do. Still a large total to get. 104 still needed. Off 16 and a half overs. 16.1 according to this, but for some reason they always get the balls in the over wrong. I don't know why, but this is going to, if we can finish off here with a wicket, would be absolutely great. If not, it has still been a phenomenal spell of 2 for 18. That could be gone LBW. I think it may just be going down leg. We won't review it. We probably could have because it is the last time we are doing it, but I think it was possibly missing leg. So 104 needed off 16 overs. Travis Head's come in and he's picked us up a couple of wickets. I think we have gone and done enough. We didn't do enough with the bat, but we have been able to back it up with the ball. Phil Hughes man of the match for his 70 of 55. Richardson gets 3 for 46. Zampa 2 for 15 and 2 for 18 for myself. 59 run victory in the end, so really did more than enough, which is really good to see from the South Australian Redback side. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap things up here. Do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to leave a like. If you are new, please do subscribe. Make sure you check out my Facebook and Twitter. Links to that can be found down below in the description. Hope you guys have had a good week. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. Cricket Coach New Zealand Reborn. Make sure you do not miss that.